Welcome to everybody online. Inhale deeply for Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhanaktu. Sahana Bhanaktu. Sahaviryam. Sahaviryam. Kalavavahe. Kalavavahe. Tejasvina. Tejasvina. Vaditamastu, Vaditamastu, Ma Vivisha, Ma Vivisha, Vahai, Vahai, Loka, Loka, Samasta, Samasta, Sukhino, Sukhino, Bhavantu, Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere, may all beings everywhere be happy and free, be happy and free. May I offer my life, may I offer my life, all beings everywhere, all beings everywhere. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, bow your head. Offer your practice today to someone you love, human, animal, or nature being. Bring them into your mind's eye and visualize them. Dedicate your practice to them. Namaste. Welcome back, everybody. It feels like a long time. But we're back to Yoganjalisaram, and we are on Sloka 7. And I said last night, does anybody remember any of the other slokas? And everybody said no. So I thought I'd give you a quick reminder of the flavor of Yoganjalisaram. I won't start. Let's just drink daily the nectar of yoga, dwell in the eternal while doing asana, regulate your breath through pranayama, and meditate always on the immortal one dwelling in the cave of the heart. Sloka 3. First care for your eyes and ears, and then the nose and the tongue, the heart, stomach, navel, and womb. Thus protect every part of the body. By seeing, remembering, and touching, don't be deluded by objects of the senses. Understanding that all external objects are transient, connect with the internal self, eternal self, within. When the truth is known, where is delusion? When the mind is refined, where is disease? When the breath is regulated, where is death? Therefore, surrender to yoga. Sloka 7. Originating where the nadis meet, growing in the koshas and the muscles, entering and affecting different joints. Even so, diseases are removed by yoga. And the commentary by T.K.V. Desikachar, Krishnamacharya's son. All diseases originate in a subtle manner and then spread. According to the ancient masters, And as presented in texts like the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, impurities in the nadis, the subtle channels of energy, are responsible for the genesis of disease. The word kosha is used in the context of the 6 main organs of the body: stomach, lungs, bladder, intestines, and the genital organs in men and women. Through pranayama and asana, the impurities are removed, paving way for the removal of all diseases. Originating where the nadis meet. So the nadis meet in the body, in the chakras and the mamas. So chakra and mama are 2 words which are pretty much interchangeable. When we think about chakras, we generally think about the main chakras in the spine and the Sahasrara chakra at the crown of the head. But there are many, many hundreds of chakras in the body. And mamas also, Krishnamacharya doesn't tend to use the word chakra. He uses the word mama. It's just a slightly different tradition. It's because he was an Ayurvedic doctor, and in Ayurveda you tend to talk about mamas rather than chakras because it's closer to the Chinese system of acupuncture and medicine, where particular points in the body are used for healing. And so where the nadis meet is where all these nerve channels, the nadis, come together in the body and congregate and spread out from, like a little junction. There's the main junctions of the major nadis in the spine, major chakras in the spine, but then there's all the others. And from a yogic perspective, Krishnamacharya asks us to think about 16 major mama points in the body. And we use them, don't we, in the practice. There's the big toe, the center of the ankles, the center of the knees, top of the thighs, the perineum, the center of the pelvis, the navel, the heart, the back of the throat pit, the soft palate, the upper palate, the third eye, the nose tip, the space between the eyebrows, space in the center of the forehead, and the crown of the head. They're the 16 mamas. And we bring our awareness to them at various points in the practice. Why? Because where you bring your awareness, that's where the prana concentrates. And this helps to keep the prana moving and freely circulating in the body and freely circulating in the mamas and the chakras. And what that does, it keeps the body healthy. Does that make sense? So that's what's happening. When you do your asana practice, when you do a posture, and then with your eyes closed, you bring your gaze to a point in the body, and then you do the breathing, the combination of those things, they break down what are called the granthis, which are the knots in the energy system, the pranic system, and they allow the energy to flow through them. And that, when that energy is flowing freely through the body, through all the nadis in the body, then the body's healthy. When the energy is blocked, then the body becomes unhealthy, or we feel it, we feel the pain, we feel it in the muscles, we feel it in the joints, we feel it in the organs, and we feel it in the brain. Because the brain is also prana, it's not separate. So when there's a blockage in the brain, that means like there's a stress, anxiety, worry, any kind of disorder in the brain mentally, that also blocks the prana. And so certain practices are used in yoga, particularly the pranayama practices with breath retentions and visualizations and headstand and shoulder stand to keep the prana moving freely in the upper chakras and mamas in the body. And so it's a holistic system that works for the health of the whole organism. Does that make sense? So that's why you do asana, and that's why you do pranayama. So pranayama, the key to the pranayama, it's in the name. Prana is what we're talking about, and ayama means to extend or control. So it's something which stretches the prana out. It doesn't make it congregate and block, it makes it smooth. And they say it's like the feeling of water not of oil being pulled from one vessel into another, smooth flow of energy, prana. Originating where the nadis meet, growing in the koshas and the muscles, entering and affecting different joints. So koshas in yoga, in traditional hatha yoga, the body is thought of as a series, or the internal organs of the body are thought of as being contained in a series of sacs. So a kosha, it literally means a sack. So you can get a kosher of apples or a kosher of potatoes, or you can get a kosher of digestive organs, or a kosher of heart organ, or a kosher of reproductive organs, or etc. And so that's the way, and within those different regions of the body, diseases can occur. We know this well. Yes? And also in your joints. Maybe you've had some discomfort in your joints. No? Yeah. So discomfort. So we know that pain can originate in the joints. You need to make the energy flow through the joints. When the energy gets stuck in the joint, gets blocked in the joint, you have pain in the joint, in the spine, in the hips, in the ankles, in the knees, in the shoulders, whatever it might be, for whatever reason. It could be to do with aging. It could be to do with overuse. It could be with incorrect use. It could, all sorts of things are happening in the body all the time. And what you're trying to do in the asana practice is you're trying to bring as full a range of movement to all these joints as possible, but also stimulate the internal organs in the way you practice. Mainly you're still can hear about internal organs. Even so, diseases are removed by yoga. That's a big claim, don't you think? And the scriptures are full of big claims. It's sort of like you can, reason it's full of things like that, sort of like, you know, if you do this, your hair's never going to go grey. If you do this, you're always going to have perfect eyesight. It says things like that. If you do this, you're going to be the god of love. If you do this, it gives it, and you can imagine the old teachers sitting there doing this and just sort of looking and laughing at the students. You know, it's like you've got to take it a bit with a pinch of salt. I mean, yoga isn't going to cure all diseases, but it can help and it can cure sometimes. But what's more important to understand is that yoga is a preventative medicine. Now, the idea of yoga is that it isn't like you wait until you get ill and then you go to the doctor, or you wait, you know, something's really wrong and then you go to the doctor. It's like yoga is something you do to prevent that happening. It's kind of a health insurance policy, yoga. And you've got to remember that when yoga was originating, and for many centuries, yoga was practiced, that in India, you needed some kind of health insurance. You needed some way to keep the body healthy. You needed to keep the energy moving freely, because you couldn't just run to the doctor. There's no NHS, there's no hospital. You know, people had to be self-sufficient. They had to look after themselves, and they had to know how to look after themselves. And that's one of the reasons that yoga existed and why it persisted, because it is a great way of keeping yourself well and healthy throughout your life, depending on the stage of your life. And yoga is always, in India, people traditionally, and still a lot now as well, they would learn yoga as children. They would learn it from their parents, they would learn it from a local guru. They wouldn't wait until they were 50 and they had really bad hips and kind of like were complete half knackered and then say, I think I should start doing yoga. Like, the idea was that you start doing yoga as early as you can in your life, and then it helps to prevent sort of like problems arising in your body and mind. And I know that isn't part of our culture, and a lot of us do start yoga much later in life. It doesn't mean it can't be helpful, but originally it wasn't designed to be like that. People would be practicing yoga from a very early age. Doesn't mean that it can't help. It can definitely help. It really helped me. One of the reasons I'm a yoga teacher is because I started doing yoga to heal myself from some really serious injuries I had. And I tell you quickly, I'll tell you, in case you don't know. So when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I was a motorbike racer, road racing on tracks. And I did it really seriously. I had sponsors, and it was sort of like a full-time thing for me for a while. But it's dangerous. I had some quite serious crashes. And at one point, I broke my left leg in 9 places. And the bottom of my leg, from the knee to the ankle, there just wasn't anything left. It was completely shattered. It was just fragments of bone. They couldn't pin it, they couldn't plate it, they couldn't do anything, and they thought about cutting it off. But thankfully, they didn't cut it off, and they just sort of plastered, and they just left it and hoped that it would repair. And they said, you probably won't be able to walk in a straight line. You'll never be able to run. You're kind of always going to have a bad limp, but it might come back together. And in that accident, I also broke 3 vertebrae in my spine, fractured my pelvis. I broke my collarbone in other accidents, wrists, ankles. It's when you do that for a long time, it's a dangerous occupation. But I loved it. And was it worth it? Good question. But in the end, when I retired from that, first thing I wanted to do was rehabilitate my body. And so what did I do? I took up full contact karate. And which was not quite as stupid as racing, but it was a pretty stupid move. And the guy I was training with was world middleweight full contact karate champion. He's a guy called Dev Barrett, and I was living in Coventry at the time. And I trained with him, and it was real hardcore. And I kept injuring myself, and I kept thinking, this isn't actually the idea. What I wanted to do was heal myself. So I stopped doing that, and then I started doing yoga. And I had a yoga book, Shivananda Book of Yoga. It's a great introduction to yoga. And I practiced from that book 2 years. Never went to a yoga class. I was a painter, I was in my studio, as an artist working, and every day, twice a day, I would get that book out, and I learned yoga from that book. It's got all the sequences in it from beginner to advanced. And I worked all the way through that. And for 2 years, I couldn't sit on the floor. I couldn't kneel. I couldn't sit cross-legged. I could only sit in a chair, but I still did the practice. After 2 years, I could sit on the floor. That was a huge step forward for me. It took 2 years, practicing every day. And then after 3 years, I could sit in full lotus, like for long enough to do pranayama meditation. And from that point on, I started going to yoga classes, and I started to go into the Shivananda Center in Putney because I was practicing Shivananda yoga. I saw that picture of Swami Shivananda in the front of the book. I immediately had this sort of psychic connection with him. And yeah, and that ruined completely, then my life was ruined. Yoga overtook everything. But so I'm living proof that you can heal yourself with yoga. But I would never say to anybody, you can heal anything with yoga or everything with yoga. But if you target yoga in the right way, and you use it in an intelligent way with a lot of awareness and a huge amount of patience is what I needed, because for a long time I didn't feel like anything was happening. But it will gradually break down the blockages in your nadi system, even from severe injury, and give you back a good range of movement and health, more importantly. Okay? Yeah, I don't think about it much now. But when I take my mind back to where I was, it kind of makes me think, yeah. And so I really started doing yoga purely for the physical benefits. I mean, I was a painter. That was my spiritual practice. I didn't really think I needed to do meditation or pranayama. I just did all the physical practice for years before I started doing the other stuff. But yeah, it works. Come to the middle of the mat, stand in Tadasana. But I don't recommend full contact Pilates to get over your injuries. That's not a good idea. It's a good way of just getting your head kicked in. Stand in the middle of your mat and stag yourself. Well, I think we've got room. We're okay today. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart, or the inseams of the feet parallel. And lift your shoulders and roll your shoulders back and down. Move your head slightly back. Bring your chin down. Gaze into your heart space. Come into Ujjayi breathing. And as you inhale, raise the arms wide and overhead. Flip your palms. Lift your chest. As you exhale, slowly lower your arms. Inhale. Pause at the top, stretch. Exhale. On 3, on 4, on 5. Inhale. On 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. And then lean to the right. Lift the chin, look straight ahead, move the hips out to the left. Inhale to the center. Chin down, lift. Exhale, change. Look straight ahead. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Hold for 1 breath, equal weight in both feet. Short inhale. Long exhale. At the end of the exhale, hold the breath out. Bandhas, lift the perineum, circle lower abdomen and up. Then release the bandhas, inhale to the center. Chin down, lift. Exhale, change. Short inhale, long exhale. Bandhas at the end of the exhale. And then inhale to center. And exhale, Tadasana. Bring the hands down behind you and interlock your fingers. And squeeze your shoulder blades together, palms together if you can. Or you can bring your hands into reverse prayer behind your back. And on the inhale, lift the chest and arch back. If the balance is good, the head can go back. Stretch the throat. Keep the buttocks firm and the legs firm. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Chin down. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, center. Keep the legs straight if you can. Inhale, arch back. Pull down into the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the air all the way to the top of the lungs. Pause. And then exhale, stand up. And release the hands, Tadasana. Inhale, raise the arms to shoulder level. Exhale, twist to the right. Look over the shoulder at the right hand. Keep a straight line through your arms. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, left. Keep pressing down through the feet. Inhale, center. And exhale, right. When you get to the end of the movement, nudge your right hip forward. Take 2 breaths. Short inhale, long exhale. And extend a little more through your arms with each exhale. Narrow the waist at the end of the breath. When you've done your 2 breaths, come to center. And exhale, change. Nudge the left hip a bit forward to help ground the inside of the left foot. So you can feel the twist all the way through the body to the base of the skull. Ujjayi breathing. When you've done your two, come to center and we'll meet in Tadasana. And then have the toes touching and the heels touching. And your toes can be a little bit apart, your big toes, if you want to get the heels together. And then as you inhale, raise the arms and raise the heels. Look at the floor a few feet in front of you, interlock your fingers and lift up. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the arms and lower the heels together. Again, inhale, slowly up. And this time I'm going to hold for a couple of breaths. Keep the tailbone tucked towards the pubic bone. Bit of control in the lower abdomen. Firm legs. Keep the face relaxed. And inhale, just push into the hands, lift a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, lower the arms, lower the heels. Tadasana. All those different spinal positions, preparing the spine for the practice, stretching out the lungs. And then inhale, bring the arms overhead and flip your palms. And you can do this with the prayer over the heart if you need to, for your back. And exhale, fold halfway. Push the hips back. Keep the chin down. Extend through the arms. Inhale up. Arch back a little bit at the top. Exhale, fold halfway. Good. And hold. Inhale, bring the arms wide like wings. Dip your chest a little bit. Exhale, arms forward, flip your palms. Push your hips back. And stay. Inhale, arms wide like wings. Exhale, arms forward, flip your palms. Slowly on the inhale, come up, arch back a little bit at the top. Keep your chin down. Exhale, push the hips back to fold all the way. Put the hands on the floor of the shin. Release the hands. And interlock the fingers. Inhale all the way back up. Push the hips back, keep the arms strong. Exhale all the way down. You can take the big toes, you can stand on the hands, or you can just hold your legs. And inhale, look up, lengthen your spine. And round your back and bring the head in towards the legs. 3 breaths, short inhales, long exhales. Look nose tip, eyes can be closed or open. And then release the hands if you're standing on them. And on the inhale, interlock your fingers, come all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms to shoulder level, chin down. Exhale, bend the knees, squat halfway. Navel in, chin down, look navel, lift perineum. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, squat halfway. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, Tadasana. Surya Namaskar, some salutation. Inhale. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, widen overhead, flip your palms. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor. Short inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana, squat down. Completely empty the lungs around your back. Short inhale, hold. Hop or step back, chaturanga or knees down, and just lower halfway. All the way to the floor, full prostration. Inhale, hold. Hands back beside the chest. Lift up, fully exhale, chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Pull the heart forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then take a breath here. Short inhale. And long exhale. Hold the breath out. Hop or step, Utkatasana. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Flip the palms. Inhale, come up by pushing the hips back and sucking the tummy in. Arch back a little bit at the top. And exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, Anjali. Inhale, widen overhead. Flip your palms. Exhale, fold forward. Empty your lungs. Short inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana. Squat down. Short inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. All the way to the floor. Inhale, full prostration. Hands beside the chest. Lift up, fully exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, hips down, chest forward, shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Short inhale, look navel. Long exhale. Hold the breath out. Look forward, soften the knees, hop or step, Utkatasana. Press the hands down, straighten the legs. Inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, Uttanasana. Interlock your fingers, strong arms and legs. Inhale, come up. Arch back a little bit at the top, chin down. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Keep your hands in Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes, look hard. Take a couple of breaths. Stand in Tadasana and then turn to the right. Stand in Tadasana in the middle of your mat. Prepare for Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhale, arms shoulder level. Exhale, don't move. Hop or step the feet apart. Turn the feet 30 degrees. Inhale. Turn your feet out a little bit more. Out. Out a bit more. More like that. Oh. Yeah. Exhale, go down to the right. Bring your right hand down towards the inside of your front foot. And inhale, come up. Move the hips back as you go down. So it's a half of a forward bend. Exhale to the left. Hips back. Fold. Inhale, come up. Hand can go to the floor or the ankle or the shin. Exhale to the right. Move the hips back. Good. Optional, look at the side wall or the top hand. 3 breaths. Look straight ahead. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change. If you've got your hand on the floor, on the leg, push down into it. And so you can extend across your shoulders. And then as you inhale, try to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, rotate a bit more from your hips. And when you're ready, inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to your waist. Widen your stance a little bit. Your feet in that sort of position, but wider. Inhale, bring your arms widen over your head and flip your palms. And as you exhale, with the chin down, move your hips back. Fold forward, put your hands on the floor in line with your shoulders. And then flip your palms and inhale, come on. You can arch back a little bit at the top. Open the chest. And then exhale, fold forward again. You can put the hands on the floor, or you can hold the big toes, or you can put the hands on the shins. You're going to take short inhales, long exhales, and transfer the weight so your toes are active. You haven't got all the weight in your heels and too much pressure on your hamstring attachments. And if you're comfortable there, you've got the variation of putting the head on the floor, coming to a head balance, or a headstand with the hands in headstand positions, another option. And you can hold that for 3 breaths. Lifting the shoulders away from the floor, pushing up to lighten the weight in the neck. Look nose tip if you're in the forward fold. If you're in the head balance, slowly come down the way you went up. And then everybody on the inhale, lift up. Exhale, put your hands on your waist. And then on the inhale, slowly come up and arch back. And exhale, come to center. The end of the breath, hop or step the feet together. You turn to face the front of your mat. Okay, so we're going to do the Marichyasana Vinyasa sequence. We're going to do the whole sequence. For the hips, the pelvis, the internal organs, the liver, reproductive organs, spine, and really, particularly for the lower part of the body, keeps the prana moving. Inhale, and exhale, look hard. Inhale, arms widen overhead, flip your palms. Exhale, palms face forward. Come forward, Rachel. Inhale, arch back. And exhale, fold all the way. Completely empty your lungs, relax your neck. Short inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana, squat down. Separate the knees. Sit down, Dandasana. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, don't move. Strong legs and core. Inhale, roll down 1 vertebra at a time, arms over your head. And then exhale, the hands beside your hips. Keep your legs together. Keep your arms, palms down, close to the body. Switch off the Ujjayi breathing. Watch the prana in the heart. So the breath is a slightly more gross form of prana. If you're watching the breath and your awareness is in the breath, and wherever it might be in your body, that's where the prana will go. Like when you look at anything really, with awareness. And inhale, bring your arms over your head and interlock your fingers. Flex both feet. Draw your lower back towards the floor for Tataka Mudra. And then take a short inhale. And a long exhale, look down, nabi, navel, through your body with the eyes closed. Go right to the end of the breath and hold the breath out. And then lift the perineum. Lower abdomen floats in and up towards the heart. Totally relaxed in the face. Stretch. Inhale, bring the hands up over the face. Change the interlock of your fingers. Exhale, arms back over the head. And completely empty the lungs again. Flex feet, lower back down, Tataka Mudra. Important to look into the center of the body in line with the navel and see if you can feel the diaphragm float up and put a little bit of pressure on your heart. And then when you're ready, you can raise the arms. Gradually working up to holding the mudra for about 10 seconds with the lungs empty. Exhale, bring the hands back beside your hips. Just doing 2 today. And then take a couple of breaths there with the feet together and the arms close to the body and the awareness in the heart, so that the prana you've generated in the mudra is centralized in the body, in the main chakras in the spine. Whereas if you were to go into Shavasana now with the feet wide and the arms away from the body, you would disperse the prana out to other chakras. And then bend the knees and hug the knees to the chest. And as you exhale, lift the forehead or chin or the nose to the knees. Take a couple of breaths there with long exhales. And when you're ready, just rock yourself up into Dandasana. Put the hands beside the hips. Chest up, chin down, look heart. Ujjayi breathing. And then for Maha Mudra, you might want, if you normally use a block under your seat for your forward bend, you're going to need one here. But you're going to bend the right knee first, so ideally you just have the support under your left sit bone, not under both sit bones. And then on the inhale, bend the right knee and put the sole of the foot on the floor so the knee stays up, about a hand's breadth inside your left thigh. So the outside of the foot wants to be kind of more in alignment with the outside of your buttock, because it depends how we're made. I have no particular measurement. And then on the inhale, raise both arms overhead and lift up. And as you exhale, fold forward over the straight leg. Doesn't matter how far you go down, but get that shoulder inside the right knee. Inhale, come up. And exhale, fold. Ujjayi up, inhale. We're going to take a breath there. Chin down, arms over the head. Exhale, don't move. And then inhale, lift a little more. Ground through the right foot, and if you can, through the left leg. And then exhale, fold. You can take the leg or the foot with both hands. Try and square your shoulders to the floor, round your back. Close your eyes, look navel. Normal inhale, long exhale, Ujjayi breathing. Try to keep that right knee in close to the side of the body as much as you can. Don't force it, but it doesn't want to hang out. And then flip the palms and inhale, come up. And then as you exhale, lean forward. You can even bring your buttocks off the floor to get a bit lower. Drop the left shoulder low, internally rotate the arm, sweep it in front of the shin, right arm, sweep it in front of the shin, bring the left hand round behind you and clasp the hands behind your back. Marichyasana. And then inhale, lift your chest and look up. You sort yourself out, I'll come back to you. Inhale, look up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, third time, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Use your strap here, if you've got one, or clasp your hands, or hold your wrist, whatever you can manage. 3 breaths, short inhales, long exhales. And here, if you can manage it at the end of each long exhale, bandhas, little pause with bandhas. Just bend your left knee a little bit more, Paul. There you go. Bring that foot out more. Out, the whole leg and the foot out more. More. That's it. And then move the foot forward a bit more. And then fold forward now. So just see if it gives you a little bit more movement. Okay, just stay there and breathe. And then flip your palms and inhale, come up. No, don't do that. Keep your hands clasped and keep hold of your strap. And inhale, come up. And then as you exhale, twist and look over your left shoulder. So you might be able to deepen the bind now, shorten the strap, or you could even walk your hand closer to your forearm. Take 3 breaths, normal inhales, long exhales. And then inhale, come back to center, keep the clasp. And exhale, don't move. Inhale, bring the arms up and over your head. Interlock your fingers. And exhale, bring your hands down behind you 10 inches. Keep the sole of the right foot where it is. Inhale, lift your hips up, counter pose. Push the inseam of the left foot down if you can. And exhale, come down. Second Vinyasa. Inhale, come up. And hold. Exhale, don't move. Inhale, nudge your sacrum a little higher. And exhale, slowly down. So you've got to be able to keep that heel on the floor. So when you come up, you need to just move for the counter pose. You need your foot a bit forward. And then from there, pick the right foot up, put it on the outside of the left leg. And inhale, float the arms over your head. Make sure you're nice and upright and on the front edge of your sit bones. And then exhale, twist to the right. Bring the right hand down behind you or sweep it around you and put it over your left thigh. And then any variation with the front arm, hug the knee, elbow outside the knee, or release the hand outside the knee and hold the leg, or full posture is to hold the big toe of the right foot. 2 options here for you. This is number 1, to hold the big toe, this toe.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, and then that would go there. Help you twist. And then the other option is what you just did, but is to pull that up.
Yeah.
And then inward rotation around the leg and hold the hands behind your back. There you go. And then inhale, come to center, sweep the arms over your head. And on the exhale, bring the hands down, both legs straight, Dandasana. Okay, can you remember the other side? Maybe we should just just see what happens. Inhale, bend the left knee to your chest. And set up that foot. Good. Inhale, arms over your head, flip your palms. And exhale, fold forward. So you've shifted that block just to your right buttock now, if you using a block. Inhale, come up. Lift a little more. Exhale, go down. And one more time, inhale. And this time we're going to stay for a breath. Chin down, exhale there. Ramaswamy makes you hold it, stay up. One more breath. He makes you hold this for 3 breaths every time you come up. And it really helps to prepare you for the posture. And then exhale, go down. So he's got all day to teach you. I've only got an hour and a half. And so hold and breathe for 3 breaths. Bring your hands onto the legs, Jen. You're looking navel, the exhales are long. Then flip your palms, inhale, come up. And then you want your strap on the straight leg side if you're going to throw a strap. And then come down, lean forward. Get the left shoulder low, internally rotate the shoulder, sweep the hand round behind, clasp the hands or hold the strap. You want to wrap the left arm and then throw the strap with the right hand. It's easier to grab it that way. Then inhale, sit up and open the chest. Come up more, Charlotte. And exhale, go down. Inhale, come up. Open the chest. Exhale, go down. Okay, stay for 3 breaths. Keep pushing down into that left foot. Keep pushing out for the ball of the right foot. Keep that leg active. Move the heart forward and then round the back and bring the head down. Look at the navel. And at the end of the exhales, if you hold that breath out, it will release tension. Keep the head still. Keep it down. Keep the gaze in the navel. Good. And then inhale, come up. Keep the clasp. Exhale, twist to the left. Right. That's the one. Yeah. And then inhale, come to the center. Lift the chest a little more. Stamp down through the bent knee foot. Exhale, twist to the right. 3 breaths. Normal inhale, long exhale, optional. Pause at the end of the breath. At the end of each breath in a twist, you want to make your waist thinner. And then inhale, come to center, sweep the arms up over your head. Exhale, hands behind you, 10 inches. Inhale, lift the hips. If you need to move that left foot forward so you can keep the heel down, do it. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, up. Hold. Exhale. Nudge the hips a little higher. Inhale. Fill your lungs. Squeeze your shoulders. Stretch your throat. Keep your mouth closed. Otherwise you won't stretch your throat. And then exhale, slowly come down. Put the left foot outside the right leg. Inhale, arms over the head. Flip your palms. And then twist as much as you can before you bring the arms down. Keep the arms over the head and twist. And then take your posture. Close the eyes, look tip of the nose. Lengthen the exhales. Push out through the ball of the foot. Don't flex the foot too much. About there. Now push out. Here. Round the inseam of your bent leg foot. On the inhale, lengthen up through your spine, lift your chest. And on the exhale, use the torsion in the arms and the legs and the postures to twist the body. Harder on that side. Yeah. And then inhale, come to the center, sweep the arms over the head. And exhale, Dandasana, hands down, both legs straight. Okay, just breathe, just quickly. That is part of that is called the Marichyasana Vinyasa sequence. It's the first seated sequence in the asymmetric, unequal seated forward bends, and there's 4 other sequences. The Janu one with the foot to the inner thigh, the one in half lotus, one with the foot back, triangle pada, and there's other variations. But so they all got their own little sequence. But what they're really good for is, and you probably can feel this in yourself, they really show up imbalances in your hips and pelvis and in your spine. Do you feel different to one side to the other? So in a normal class situation, we just do both sides. But when you're practicing on your own, especially if that imbalance is marked, you do the side that is the most challenging for you first. Then you do the side that's easy, and then you do the difficult side again. And so you try to bring your body back into a state of balance where the energy is moving freely through both sides of the body, particularly the pelvis, the hips, and the lower back and the spine. Does that make sense? And then when you feel there's the balance is coming back, then you can switch to Samariti, which is equal sides. Does that make sense? It's a therapeutic, it's a very good way of sort of helping to bring balance back and getting the energy moving evenly in the body. It applies to virtually all postures which are done on one side, but it's particularly easy to navigate it and feel it when you're doing these seated postures, because you're very stable. You're not trying to do lots of other stuff. You're just on the ground. Cross the ankles, bring the hands to the floor, step back to a downward facing dog. And then inhale, come to plank pose. And exhale, knees down, chest down between the hands and chin down, and the hips are high and the navel's in. Then slide forward into a low cobra and pick your hands up off the floor, ground your pelvis and ground your toenails. Put the hands back on the floor, push the seat to the heels, lengthen your back, come into a downward facing dog. And we're going to hold that down dog for 3 breaths. Optional bandhas at the end of each long exhale. Ujjayi breathing. Eyes closed. Look navel, nabi. You can have your feet together. The end of your 3rd long exhale, soften the knees, look forward, hop or step forward, squat down, Utkatasana. And then inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Flip the palms, inhale, come up, arch back a little bit at the top. And exhale, arms wide and down, Tadasana. Inhale, arms wide and up. Exhale, palms face forward. Inhale, arch from the upper back. Exhale, fold all the way. Separate your feet hip distance, turn your toes out. Inhale. Exhale, squat down, Malasana. Good. Heels on the floor if possible. If not, the heels are up and the hands can be on the floor for balance. Take a couple of breaths there. If you can get your shoulders inside your knees, fold forward, bring your head to the floor. Take a couple of breaths there. Feet wider, Paul. Feet wider, Lorena. And then stretch your arms forward, parallel with the floor, and slowly sit down. Bring both legs straight in front of you, sit in Dandasana. And then on the inhale, hands beside the hips. And on the inhale, bring the arms up and over the head. And exhale, fold forward, take your big toes. And flip the palms, inhale, come up. And exhale, fold forward, take the outsides of your feet. You can bend the knees if you need to. You then flip the palms, inhale, come up. And exhale, fold and take the big toes again. Put the thumbs on the top of the toes. Bend the knees if you need to. And then inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the spine. Lift the head up a little bit. And then bring the chin down with the chest still lifted, like you do in Mahamudra. The arms are straight, your spine is straight. You're not folding over the legs. And then inhale there on 1, on 2, on 3. And exhale on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. All the air out of the lungs, hold the breath out, look perineum. Contract and release the anal sphincter 5 times. Chin down. More. And then release and inhale when you're ready. Double the length of the exhale until you're completely empty. Hold the breath out. Lift the chest up. Bring the chin down. Repeat. You can do 5 to 10 contractions in Ashwini Mudra. Stimulating the prana in the lower chakras in the pelvis and in the lower chakras in the spine. You can do that one more time in your own time. When you've finished, interlock your fingers and inhale, come up. And then exhale, fold forward and take any hand hold and do Paschimottanasana. Round your back, look at your navel, come into the breath, count the Om numbers, 3, 4 or 5, and then double it on the exhale. Optional bandhas at the end of each exhale. Keep your mind totally involved in the movement of breath and in the pauses and unequal nature of the breath. With the eyes closed, look nabi-navel, and it will help to encourage the Uddiyana Bandha and the concentration of the prana in the Manipura and the Swadhisthana chakra, which is your sacral and your navel center. And then at the end of your next long exhale, interlock your fingers, slowly come up. And exhale, bring the hands behind you 10 inches. You can have legs straight or knees bent, you choose. On the inhale, lift the hips up. Head back, stretch the throat, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Pause. Exhale, come down. Come onto your back. And bring the hands beside your body. Inhale. And exhale, bend your knees and hug your knees. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knees down towards your chest and completely empty your lungs. Hold the breath out, lift the head to the knee. Lift the perineum. Inhale, bring the head down. Exhale, extend the legs vertically, the arms vertically. Point the toes, point the fingers, pull the lower back into the floor, breathe. Really stretch up, really ground down. Your face relaxed and your eyes closed. Exhale, bring your feet to the floor, just in front of your buttocks, and your hands to the floor beside your hips. Or if it's comfortable for you, hold your ankles. And inhale, lift your hips up. Move your sternum towards your chin, squeeze your buttocks, open the front body. Exhale, come down. And inhale, come up. Stay for one breath. Exhale there, empty your lungs. Lift perineum, control our abdomen. Next breath is in the chest and the upper apices of the lungs. Fill the lungs to the top. Hold the breath in. Relax your face. Slowly exhale and come down. And inhale, lift into shoulder stand. Or half shoulder stand. Or raise your legs and put your seat on a block. Or you can rest with your legs up the wall, you choose. It's just going to be a short shoulder stand today. When you're in the final posture and you establish your breath and you're comfortable there, we're going to stay for about 5 smooth, long breaths. Keep the face relaxed, the tongue relaxed, the eyes closed. Look at the back of the throat. No struggle, no strain, just comfortable wherever you are, meditating on your breath. Bend your knees a bit, Jane. Yeah. Bring your feet a bit closer together. Yeah. Exhale, bring your feet towards the floor to plow, or bend the knees towards your forehead. Take an inhale there. Take a long exhale. And then inhale, bring your hands to the floor. And as you exhale, or with lots of little breaths, slowly roll your spine down. Lots of little breaths. And lift your hips up. Interlock your thumbs under your back. Lift your hips up with the knees bent. Interlock your thumbs under your back. Rock your shoulders under. And then lower your buttocks onto your forearms. The arms are straight. As you inhale, straighten your legs. And as they lower to the floor, use the counterbalance of the legs to lift the head and the chest. And drop your head back. Rest on the top of your head. Take 3 breaths deep into the lungs, opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. Eyes closed, look nose tip. Deep breaths. Very good. And press into the elbows, slowly come down. Relax in Shavasana. You okay with that door open? Then you turn round and put your head towards the altar. It's something I want to start doing again. I forgot about. So swivel round on your mat so your head's towards the altar. Bring your feet wider than your hips. Bring your arms away from your body. Turn your palms up. So we'll go through the 16 mamas and just bring your awareness to the mama and then drop it when we move to the next one. So you're moving the prana through the most important secret places, which is what mama means, mama sthana, in your body, to release the flow of energy in your body. Bring your awareness down through your body and into your feet. Big toes, center of ankles, center of knees, tops of thighs, perineum, center of pelvis, navel, center of chest, just in front of the spine, back of the throat, throat pit, soft palate, upper palate, third eye, center of skull, nose tip, space between the eyebrows, center of forehead, crown of head, big toes, ankles, knees, tops of thighs, perineum, center of pelvis, navel, heart, back throat, throat pit, soft palate, upper palate, third eye, nose tip, center of eyebrows, center of forehead, crown of head. Drop from the crown of the head into the heart space, center of the chest, just in front of the spine. Seat of prana in the body. Watch the prana there as it gently moves with your natural breath. Om. Feet together, arms by your side. Inhale, arms over your head. Stretch your whole body, then bend your knees, hug your knees. Make your way into seated posture. Do one round of Kapalabhati, kneeling or cross-legged with a nice long spine. Inhale, bring your arms wide and over your head. Flip your palms. Lift your rib cage, lift your chest, which means stretch your lungs. Move your arms back as much as you comfortably can to open the upper apices of your lungs. And then lift a little more so you can feel it out of your lower back and your hips. Keep that length as you bring your chin very slightly back and down. And gaze your eyes, close your eyes and gaze into your navel. Short inhale to begin. Hex, 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 exhale completely. Inhale, push your hands to the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower your arms, chin mudra, or hands in the lap, whatever position is comfortable for you for meditation. Take a couple of full yogic breaths. Then relax your face and begin to slow down your breathing. Relax the center of the forehead, center of eyebrows, third eye, upper palate drops, soft palate, just switching off your senses. Throat pit, back throat, heart, heart, navel, perineum. Exhale fully in the perineum. Inhale, draw the prana up through the spine, center of the skull, line your eyebrows. Exhale, down. Watch it turn in the perineum. Inhale up. Slow, smooth, thin breath. Watch it turn. Exhale down. Continue. Breathing from the Muladhara chakra in your pelvis to the Ajna chakra in the center of your head. Moving the energy through the Swadhisthana chakra in your sacrum, Manipura chakra in your navel, the Anahata chakra in your heart center, Vishuddha chakra in your throat. balancing the energies of the body by moving the prana smoothly through the central channel, bringing equilibrium to the mind. You don't really have to think about it too much. You just need to feel the energy moving with your breath, which is very thin, through the spine from the top to the bottom, and from the bottom to the top. And you can add on the Soham mantra to keep your mind steady. As the breath comes up, mentally repeat so. As the breath goes down, up so, down, Keep it all very relaxed, no effort, no struggle. Just allowing your natural breath to rise and fall, and the mantra to synchronize with the breath. Gradually the breath disappears and the mantra moves with the prana. And thinking mind completely dissolves. And next time the breath comes out, just arrest it in the heart space. Let go of the mantra, be just very still and quiet. Rest your awareness in the heart. Just feel the concentration of prana there. And as you inhale, feel it flood out into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, feel it contract back to the center of your chest. And begin to slowly deepen your breathing. Take your time, come back into your body. Return to the physical breath. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Inhale deeply for Om. Om. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Ova Rukamiva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshiyamamritat Om Shanti 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 Om Peace Peace Peace. Guru Sakras Bhagavan ki jai. Remind yourself of the intention you made for your practice. Namaste.